to The Whole Student, the podcast where we explore practical tools and have meaningful conversations to help college students manage stress, navigate change, and embrace the challenges of student life. So get comfortable and let's talk about how you can create your best college experience. Today, we're stepping into the themes of conversations that I have with students, particularly at the busy peaks of the semester when they're working through the night or feeling like they're not doing enough. We're going to practice how to acknowledge the pressure and urgency to do more while also creating permission to end your day or rest. All you need is a comfortable place to sit or lie down. We're going to walk through common thoughts that pop up, and then we're going to use dialectical behavioral theory tools to hold two opposing thoughts at once, and then integrate self-compassion so that you can use these phrases in your own lives. Okay, so one of the most frequent conversations that I have with students, either when I check in on them at the beginning of class, or sometimes advisees or students when I pass them in the hallway, I'll check in and ask, how are you? How is your time management? How are you sleeping? How are you resting? One of the common phrases that I often hear is, I'm not sleeping all that much, or I'm working through the night. And so the conversation then leads into the idea that rest is critical, not just as a student, but also as a human. So often students will say, there's always another assignment, or I feel like I have another item to cross off. There's another exam I have to study for, is something else that needs to get done. One of the phrases that I hear most often is, I should be doing more. I haven't earned rest until I've finished everything. Or I haven't done enough to feel like I can relax. And then when I do relax, I feel an overwhelming guilt about all of the things I feel like I should be doing. And so I end up feeling lazy or like I'm falling behind. And so maybe you stay up later and you push yourself and you grab a coffee or an energy drink and work through the night. And your work maybe isn't your best work, and maybe it didn't get all done. And now you're starting the day in a deficit and you're already exhausted and you've got guilt from the last day. And here we are. We've got this cycle. At my current institution, it's currently the week before finals, and I find myself having this variation of this conversation multiple times a day. How can I tell myself that I've done enough? Should I even be happy to say at the end of the day, I'm done, when there's still so much to do? If you're finding yourself, maybe like I often do, when I hear a thought that mirrors mine, sort of clutching your own pearls, you're in such good company. Our culture and higher education usually sit on the idea that we need to work ourselves into the ground, and there's something noble or righteous about doing so. People in the US love being busy, and there's a sense of pride in our work ethic, and often our work ethic has helped us be successful in some places. So for today, it's not my role to tell you when you're done for the day or when you've done enough, but to help you practice what it's like for you to say, I've done enough today and I need to change gears, and to have all the tools to start that process. For today, I would like to extend an invitation to try a cognitive exercise, to maybe challenge some of these thoughts and explore what it feels like to rest physically, but also mentally and emotionally as well. If you're open to the idea or find yourself caught in this cycle, welcome. This exercise is rooted in principles of Dialectical Behavioral Theory, or DBT. What it does is it prompts us to hold two, sometimes opposing truths at once. Today, we're going to try on the idea that it is okay to feel the urge or temptation to do more, and it is also okay to rest. Both can be true. So let's begin. Find a comfortable position. You can lie down if you'd like, or sit with your back supported, whatever feels comfortable for you. Allow your hands to rest gently in your lap or by your sides, again, wherever you feel comfortable. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, breathing in like we're smelling flowers, and exhaling through your mouth like we're blowing out birthday candles. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the surface beneath you. Allow yourself to connect with where your body is at the moment. Let's take a few more breaths together. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. Each breath is an invitation to let go just a little more with every exhale. In this moment, we are allowing ourselves a few minutes to just be here in the moment. Now gently close your eyes if you're comfortable, or soften your gaze, which means that you can allow your eyes to become blurry or to rest wherever they want to be. As you begin to sit into your body, you might notice some thoughts popping up. These are important. They might be thoughts like, I should be studying. I didn't do enough today. I'm wasting my time. What else am I supposed to be doing? I didn't finish X, Y, or Z. If these thoughts arise, that's okay. You don't need to push them away or argue with them. Instead, simply notice them. You might say to yourself, there's that thought again. I know that thought. Imagine each of these thoughts as a cloud drifting across the sky of your mind or floating away on a balloon. I like to imagine attaching the thought to a string balloon and letting it drift away. You don't have to hold on to it. Just observe it, acknowledge it, and allow it to pass. In DBT, we call this non-judgmental awareness. It's a practice of noticing without attaching a label of good or bad. Your thoughts are just thoughts. They don't define you. You don't need to act on them, and they don't need to control this moment. Now, take a moment to place one hand gently on your chest or your heart. Feel the warmth of your hand and the steady rhythm of your heartbeat. Notice the rise and the fall of your chest as you breathe. You can either silently repeat or say softly to yourself, it's okay to rest. Rest is not a reward, it's a necessity. I deserve rest because I am human, not because I've had to earn it. Rest is critical if I'm going to carry on. And rest is a part of my success. Notice how these words feel in your body. Do they bring a sense of ease? Do they feel nice to hear? Or maybe they feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar. Whatever you notice is okay. You're just practicing a new way of speaking to yourself. Now at this point, some of you may start to feel a sense of guilt or discomfort, or maybe disbelief or skepticism. If you feel guilt creeping in, again, take a moment to acknowledge it. I see this guilt. This is familiar to me. Or I feel skeptical about these ideas. Maybe I'm not used to saying these things to myself. In DBT, there is a concept called radical acceptance. It's the idea that we can accept things as they are without resistance, and even if we don't like them. So if you're feeling guilt, for example, or discomfort, or skepticism, you can say, I feel guilty for resting, and I can still choose to rest. I feel uncomfortable about allowing myself rest for the night, and I can still choose to rest. Both can exist at the same time. You don't have to wait for the guilt to go away before you hold the other thought and feeling. You can add rest alongside that initial response that you have, knowing probably deep down that your worth isn't really defined by how much you do, that your value is more than just what you produce and what you turn in, and that there are other parts of your life that are important to you in addition to your success as a student. Now take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Imagine that with each breath, you're giving yourself permission to rest. I did enough today. Allowing yourself to release tension that maybe you've been holding, and allowing your body the opportunity to recharge. You've worked today. You've given what you could and what you needed to. And now it's time to replenish. Rest is not selfish. Rest is an act of self-compassion. It allows you to recharge, to show up fully in your life, and to care for other people, to meet the next day in the ways that you want to, with the energy that you want to. Rest is a part of the cycle of growth. Now, this part often creates another layer. Often we feel like other people are worthy of rest or compassion or a break. That if somebody tells us, I'm exhausted, I've put in a lot of work, I haven't stopped today, or I have a long day tomorrow, we would oftentimes say, take a minute, just take a break. But we don't often offer ourselves the same kind of permission. We tend to be much more supportive of our friends or our colleagues, our classmates, our teammates, our family than we are to ourselves. So let's acknowledge that too. Sometimes I feel like the same rules don't apply to me. And so as you continue to breathe, imagine what it might be like to offer yourself the same kind of permission to end your night, or to create a few moments of rest, just like you would do for the people that you care about. So let's take another moment and return to our phrases. It is okay to rest. Rest is not a reward, it is a necessity. I deserve rest because I am human, not because I've had to earn it. Rest is critical if I'm going to carry on. Rest is a part of my success. And so, there may be moments where I feel guilty for resting, and I can still choose to rest. Where I feel uncomfortable about allowing myself to stop for the night, and I can still choose to rest. As we begin to close this practice, take one more deep breath in. Exhale slowly. And when you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing some movement back into your body. Slowly start to open your eyes or lift your gaze if they were closed. Before you move on with your evening, take a moment to identify what you felt. What came easily to you? Where did you feel challenged? What kinds of thoughts pop into your mind? Remember, rest is not something you have to earn. It is something that you deserve, and that is critical to your success and longevity and the other parts of life that are happening while you're a student. Come back to this activity anytime you're winding down for the night or creating an intentional break, and you'll notice that it becomes easier to use these phrases in the moment where you're struggling with guilt. Thanks for spending this time with me on The Whole Student. Remember, you're more than just your grades, your tasks, or the roles that you take on in college. Take care of your whole self, and I'll meet you back here soon.